I wanted to talk about the song I'm Learning to Live Without You, which is a song that I just put out, my latest single. It's a song that I'm very proud of, and I think there are a couple things that I wanted to share about the writing of that song. Uh, I was living in the East Village in New York in, I don't know, 1997, I think, is when I wrote it. And I was really affected by Smokey Robinson. Um, Smokey! I don't have somewhere. I have a bunch of CDs that are sort of not organized right now. But the actual Smokey CD that I have is somewhere that I can't find right now. Anyway, um, Smokey. So my connection with Smokey Robinson started with I can identify the exact moment. I went to I was when I was a kid. I lived in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and I don't know why I did this, but so at some point, probably when I was 10 or 11, the Mead Public Library in Sheboygan was showing the film Let It Be. Not the Peter Jackson version that exists now, but the original Let It Be, which is not as touchy feely as the Peter Jackson version. It's a little more stark. But I can remember as a 10-year-old, I guess, going to the Mead Public Library in Sheboygan. I think I was like the only little kid there and watching Let It Be. I think, part of the vibe was in the Mead Public Library. That's where I don't know if you remember, but in the 70s, they had these, or the 80s, 70s, they had these like tables with record players, and you had these big headphones, and you would get the albums that were like wrapped in this plastic uh, cover. And I had listened to, the Beatles' Red album and the Blue album. The Red album being their earlier songs, and the Blue album being their later songs. And Let It Be was one of those songs, I guess, that really jumped out at me. I think, I think I'm saying this correctly. Maybe that day they were showing the Yellow Submarine and Let It Be. So maybe I saw Let It Be inadvertently. I don't know. And anyway, there's a moment in that original cut of Let It Be where they break into You Really Got a Hold on Me. And I just remember those harmonies and the way they sang it. It was so soulful. Um, I made another video about this somewhere along the line. Uh, Another really important moment for me was when the Big Chill soundtrack came out. Um, and Smokey has two songs on there, Tracks of My Tears and My Girl, which he wrote. But anyway, uh, based on those things, I I started getting into Smokey. And again, I'm going to hold this up. Smokey! I listened to the Motown anthology of Smokey. And the thing about it was the harmonies. The harmonies, the way that it was like a call and response. It was very theatrical in a way. It Smokey's lyrics, of course, were very powerful. His melodies were very powerful. But there was that interplay between him and the harmonies, him and the background singers. So when it came time to recording I'm Learning to Live Without You, I guess, okay, so there was that. There was that foundation. There was that Smokey foundation. I think another thing that sort of a advancement in my songwriting at that time, I was trying to have more space in the music. So the opening riff of Learning to Live Without You, this bum, 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 bum. I got that first, right? And then, as a writer does, I just sort of imagined Smokey singing over it. I give in to temptation. I take out my picture of you. I don't think I didn't write the words right then. I think I just got that. Da, 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 da. I think it was like this sort of lingering melody over a slightly tight beat. So I was going for that sort of pop, that Motown elegant pop thing that they do. And I think I got the foundations for the song. I got the chords, the melody, but the thing, sort of jewel in the crown that I was really excited about was the background vocals for the bridge. The bridge is, you seem so comfortable when you said goodbye. And I remember being I was living on 6th and B with Will Noonan and John Deli. And I can remember working out those harmonies. Use it. So if it's like, use it. And again, using all that listening I'd done to Smokey. So I got the lead singer sings that first note, you. And then I got that background vocal. Oh, oh, oh. So you, oh, oh, oh. And then you harmonize it, right? You, oh, oh, oh. You, oh, oh. And you put all that together. And I didn't, at that point, I think I didn't have a 4-track. Our apartment had been robbed and my 4-track had been stolen. I think I did it with a bunch of different, like I would tape it. I think I had 2 tape recorders. I taped me singing the different parts, and then I taped, it was complicated. But anyway, I worked out that first part of the background vocals. You, oh, 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 when you said goodbye. Oh, 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 by your side. And that, it was just, again, it's one of those, this is a cliche at this point, but you hear all these people saying like, I didn't feel like I was writing it, and I didn't. It just came to me, and when it all got put together, it felt like somebody else's song. I didn't feel like I wrote it. It felt special. And I will say that that bridge in that song, for the moment, after years and years of writing songs, that bridge is, I'm probably the most proud of that bridge. So if you listen to it, um, now in another video, I'm going to talk about the people that record the musicians that recorded the song, and they took it to a completely different place. Once you had skilled musicians really playing and singing, it just really brought it home. But for me, that section and that um, moment in the song came from Smokey Robinson listening to I don't even know what the song's called. I got a lover way over there by the mountainside. I can tell that it's on my mind. What's So Good About Goodbye? Tracks of My Tears. Um, Oof. Just the background vocals, like really, if you've never listened to them, stunning, stunning, stunning background vocals. So I just wanted to share that that germ, like Smokey, and it really was the beginning of my sort of immersion in Motown. Like me not knowing really what Motown was, and it was because of this Big Chill soundtrack, and then in another video I explained like that it was really awakened by, for me, by the band, their first two albums, which I listened to over and over again. There was something about the band that had this kind of like, especially in the song King Harvest, the bass line. But it was sort of my moment to kind of take up the mantle or whatever in the song Learning to Live Without You. Streaming everywhere if you've made it this far in this video. It's that was a transitional song for me. It really was. So, lessons from this video: listen to Smokey Robinson, listen to the band, especially their second album, and if you have any kindness in your heart,